Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Ectotron. This is a Ghostbusters Transformers collaborative crossover. I got mine from Hasbro Pulse, but I believe they were also available at GameStop and maybe a few other places you could pre-order. But this is just a really cool idea. I'm a huge Transformers fan, obviously. I also really love Ghostbusters. So when I heard this was announced, I knew I had to have it. It is an Ecto 1 that transforms into, obviously, Ectrotron here pictured on the side. And just first off, this packaging is amazing. Totally retro style. It looks great. I almost don't want to open it. It looks so good, but I'm going to, of course. But I just think they did such a great job with this packaging here. So you have the window that shows the toy. You have the robot mode over here, very indicative of the original G1 style. Even have the old Hasbro logo here on the side, which is very cool. Up top, you can see it shows you kind of steps for transformation like the old packaging did, which is very, very cool. On the bottom here, you can see robot mode, vehicle mode, even get a little Slimer. You can see him pictured in the window there, so that's pretty cool. Again, on the side here, you have the robot mode and the vehicle mode, and pretty much same thing on this side. Over here on the back, again, very reminiscent of the G1 packaging with that kind of battle scene here. You have the 35th anniversary logo over here on this side. You get some tech specs, just like back in the day, so it's just amazing. I really can't get over how amazing this packaging is, but super excited for this guy. Let's go ahead, we'll get him out of the packaging, and we'll take a closer look. Taking a look at Ectotron out of the packaging. First, we'll take a look at the little Slimer. He's just kind of a cool little translucent figure here. He has no articulation or anything. The arms don't move. The arms are kind of a squishier plastic. I mean, he's a little bit kind of squishy all in all. But it's still nice. I think it's a cool little addition. He looks good. But he's just kind of a fun little add-on. So we'll put him off to the side for a moment. Taking a look at the car, I can't get over how perfectly they did this vehicle mode. It looks so good. It looks exactly like the original car from the movie. Rolls fairly well. You have the beautiful Ghostbusters symbol here on both sides of the car door there. And you have all the little gadgets and everything on top. This piece you can see will come off and become the wand for the proton pack when we get into robot mode. But underneath, not too much robot kibble. You can see he has a name badge or name tag that says Ectotron, just like the jumpsuits for the Ghostbusters, so I think that's really cool. This really is just really, really, really well done. Now, usually this was an antenna, but I see now it's kind of a cord that's connected. So that's interesting. Usually this was just kind of like an antenna that's stuck up, but either way, I think this looks absolutely fantastic. So let's go ahead and get into the transformation. Alright, so transformation for this guy is actually not that difficult. I kind of thought it would be a little bit more involved, but I'm happy with it. Basically, you're going to disconnect this top section. So this is going to unplug here from the front. You're going to come around from the side, and this unpegs here. Then this unpegs here, and then first of all, we want to remove the wand too. We'll just go ahead, completely take the wand piece off of the proton pack, then disconnect all of these. You're going to lift right here, and the ladder is going to kind of come off, and then you can just kind of put that towards the back like that. And then this whole top section will lift off, and this will become the proton pack. So we're going to set all of this aside for the moment, and then we just have the car. So put that all off to the side. So you can see, car without the top section still looks pretty good. This whole panel here is one piece, so this will kind of lift out and then kind of accordion out like this, and then all the way like that. You kind of want to make sure that it's all the way up by the light bar there. Do the same thing on this side, kind of lift it out. Then the hinge will lift up. There we go. And then those will just kind of hang there. Turn it around. Come to the bottom section here. You're going to flip out the toes. Then you're going to flip out the shins. They'll fold all the way down. And then you have to disconnect this from the top section here. So you just kind of want to rock this back, and that'll unpeg. You can see that there's two pretty big tabs there. And then you're going to completely pop these sections out and click that into place, then fold these back up, and then split the legs apart. And there you go. Pretty much have the entire lower half of the robot at this point. Now, unfortunately, the knees on mine are a little loose, especially this one, as you can see. But we'll get to that in a minute. In the back here, kind of the back door of the car, this will fold out, as you can see. And that gives you nice big heels, which I do appreciate. So he can stand. Alright, so now coming to the top of the robot, you're going to split the hood of the car down the middle. That will rotate out to the side. Then you will rotate it forward. At that point, you can see the robot arms. You're going to bring them down, and you're going to fold out the forearms. I'm sorry, fold out the hand from the forearm. There we go. Alright, at this point, this section here, you can kind of see that this is segmented off. You're going to push that down. And like the black piece underneath will also drop down when you do that. It's a little weird to get it to work, but it does work. There we go. So you push down there, do that on the other one, and then that allows you to rotate the hood of the car forward just to make their shoulders a little bit less bulky. They're still pretty bulky, but I think it looks cooler with this facing forward instead of just being really long hanging off the side. Then you're going to fold down the chest plate, flip out the robot head, and close it up. And we'll take a close-up look here at the robot face. Pretty cool. I like the weird, like, angry frown he's making, and the blue eyes are kind of nice. I love that he has the goggles like Ray wears in the movie. So, not a perfect head sculpt, but I think it's pretty cool. And like I said, I love that he has the name tag, just like the jumpsuits. I think that's pretty cool. So let me rotate this out. So like I said, mine has kind of, unfortunately, loose knees, and that kind of makes him stand not the best, but he can still hold his weight. So he looks pretty cool, but we're going to move him off to the side for one moment so we can come back to the proton pack. You're going to take this red piece on the side and just rotate that down 90 degrees. You're going to rotate this section completely out, and you'll see that part of it actually rotates down back into the backpack as you do that. And then there's a peg hole here that will peg into this white tab right there. So you bring that down, and then that will peg into place. And then at this point, you're going to take the tab at the end of this blue section and peg it into the back of the wand. And it's a little difficult, honestly. There's a couple things on this that are really soft plastic, and this blue piece is definitely one of them. So trying to get stuff to kind of peg in is a little difficult just because it's such soft plastic that when you push, like, nothing happens. So sometimes if you can twist it a little bit, that works. But I'm also wary that I'm going to break it if I twist. So just be careful with that. But, I mean, that's good enough. You can come around now, bring this up, and then there is a peg on the side right here that will peg in right there. And there you go. There is your proton pack. Bring him around to the back, and you can see that there is a tab slot there and a tab there, and that is going to peg into, if you can see, this tab here and this tab slot here. So go ahead and pop that on. And there we go. Now it does make him even more back heavy, which is not great for my loose knees, but I think the proton pack on the back looks awesome. Definitely very cool. But like I said, it does make him a little bit more back heavy, and unfortunately my knees just aren't amazing. But if you pitch him a little forward like that, you can see he will stand on his own. So that's pretty cool. We'll get into articulation real quick here. So he does have a swiveling head from side to side. The shoulders can move like this. It can also move up and down like that. And then you have another kind of inside shoulder joint as well. You have a bicep swivel there. 90 degrees in the elbow. Hands don't really turn because of how they swivel into the forearm. Doesn't look like we have any waist articulation, but at the hips you can kind of go out to the side, to the front. Thigh swivel there. You have the knee, and then that's pretty much it. The rest of the lower leg is solid. But I think it's pretty good articulation. Now, some people might notice that this is kind of a, or I should say, shares some mold similarities to the Hotspot Onslaught. Hotspot Onslaught Inferno mold. And it kind of does, but it's been so heavily retooled that, I mean, it's really not super recognizable. Like the legs, you can kind of see it. Maybe the way the shoulders transform and the head. But otherwise, they did a pretty good job making this its own mold, I have to say. He looks really, really good when he's not falling backward. But of course, you can unpeg the wand, bring it around, put it in his hands so he can wield it. And there you go. He's ready to... Oh no, it's Slimer! Get him! I'm not good at sound effects. But anyway, very cool. I think they did a great job with it. I love it. I think the robot mode looks good. Like I said, it's just my knees are a little loose, but I'm hoping that's not on everybody's. I'm hoping that's just kind of mine. Really, I'm hoping it's not even mine. But anyway, I love it. I love the robot mode. I think they did a great job. The transformation's fun. I'm really happy with how this turned out. So as I was saying, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I never dreamed I would get an Ecto 1 that transformed into a robot. Not a crossover I ever really expected to see, but I'm really happy that it did. I love that he has a proton pack. I think that looks great. The wand looks great. I will say when you're transforming it back into the Ecto 1, it's a little difficult, like getting all the blue pieces to peg back into the car where they're supposed to, and getting the excess cord to kind of sit inside the car to put that top black section of the roof back onto the car, but you can get it to work. Just the little bit of sections that are kind of the soft rubber plastic. I understand why they're soft rubber plastic. It makes total sense. It's just because of that, they're a little difficult to peg in because they have no... sturdiness, if that's the right word. I'm not quite sure what to say. But again, nothing that would make me not suggest buying this or telling you guys that you should definitely pick this up, because if you're a Transformer fan and a Ghostbuster fan, I think this is a must-have. It's really, really cool. I know some people were also thinking because it shared the mold with Hotspot, Inferno, Onslaught, it might be Combiner Wars compatible. It's definitely not. Any Combiner Wars ports have 100% been removed, so if that was a question you had, he's definitely a one-off. He's not Combiner Wars compatible, but I don't need him to be. I mean, they nailed the vehicle mode so much, and the robot mode looks great. I don't need him to combine for any reason. The inclusion of the little Slimer is also neat. Not needed, but I think that's really cool. He's obviously the most iconic Ghost from the franchise, so I think it was made total sense to include him. He's the obvious choice. But yeah, I would definitely, suggest, advise, whatever term you want to use. Go ahead and pick one of these guys up, whether you get it from Hasbro Pulse, GameStop, probably Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, places like that probably also have this guy. So if you were on the fence, I definitely urge you to pick it up, and hopefully you'll get one whose knees are a little bit sturdier than mine. But as you can see, it doesn't stop him from standing up. It just makes posing a little difficult. But it's just a really cool idea. I love the fact that we have a Transformer of the Ecto 1. And I don't know what else to say. He's amazing. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thank you so much for watching.